Most brands never reach 100,000 per month on Amazon, and it's not because of the reasons you think of. It's not because it's too competitive, it's not because ads are too expensive, or because the market is saturated. In this video, I really want to break down how do you even get to 100,000 per month, or is it even possible for your brand? So before we even start the video, why should you listen to me? I've been selling on Amazon for over 5 years. I've personally scaled my brand to over 100,000 per month, and now we work with over 25 brands and we manage over 20 million in yearly revenue on Amazon. Not only have scaled my brand and my Amazon account to over 100,000 per month consistently, I also have done it now with the brands we work with. We've done it for more than 10 brands. Some of them started from zero. Some of them were doing 30, 40,000 and went to 100,000 plus. We really understand the math behind it and how to actually do it. Because that's the thing. If I'm speaking about a topic, I want to make sure that I actually know about the topic and I've actually done what I'm saying. Because you can go on YouTube and there's a lot of videos of people that never done what they're saying. I'm actually a person who's done this and now do it with other brands as well. So let's get into the video. First thing, this is probably the most important one. Make sure the market is even big enough for you to even do 100,000 per month in sales. How do you find that out? Go to Amazon search bar and look at what you want to sell. Let's say you want to sell toothpaste. You go to toothpaste and look at the top 5, top 10, top 15 competitors. What are they doing sales-wise? If you have a tool like Helium 10, they'll give you an estimate of the 30 days revenue. If you don't have Helium 10, you can use Amazon where it says 2,000 plus bought per month. So if you see that the top 5, 10, 15 guys are not breaking the 100,000 per month, and especially the top 1 guy is not even breaking that, then it's quite difficult to do it because it doesn't look like there's a market for it. Always check that there's market enough. Now, with how big Amazon is, especially in the US, but also in the UK and Europe, there's a lot of categories that do a lot more than that. There's some brands that do a couple of million per month. So 100,000 is definitely achievable if you have the right category in the product. The second thing, and this is also very important, make sure you have the capital and you're prepared to do 100,000, because 100,000 per month sounds great, but you need to be able to have the capital to do that. You need to know how much stock you need to buy. You need to know how much you need to spend in ads. You need to know how much your margin is. And if you have all of these things, then we're on a good track. Also, before you even do that, make sure you can actually compete. What do I mean? Can you compete in quality of product, market fit, pricing? Do you understand ads? Do you know how to make a good listing, a good main image, A+ content, and all the fun shebang on Amazon? If you have all of these attributes, then we do have a chance. If you don't, we're going to struggle. Third thing that I want you to really understand is your margin. Know your numbers. Can we get to 100,000? Yes. Can we do it profitably? It has to be yes. The key here is to get the 100,000 profitably, because if not, you're not building something that you really want to have. 4, stock. Stock is very important. Know the cost of goods, how much it actually costs you, and how much do you need for you to produce 100,000 in revenue. It's a math thing, right? To a certain extent. And if you need 50,000 or 40,000 worth of stock for you to produce 100,000 worth of sales, great, but know that. And also know that you need to have a lot more than that if you want to do it month over month. Forecast stock. Know how long does it take you to buy the stock and to actually receive it in your warehouse or your prep center. If you don't know that, then you're going to struggle, because if you need 50,000 to make 100,000 worth of sales and then you want to do it consistently, you better have more than 50,000. You want to have 100 to 150,000 and all the time selling. Remember, stock management, it's art and science. You'll never get it 100% right, but if you have a good product that's selling well, I might as well have more stock of it. The next thing is ad spend and knowing how much is it going to cost you to produce 100,000. So we know we need 40 to 50,000 worth of stock to get 100,000 of sales. And again, these numbers are not going to be exact because your cost of goods might be even lower. You need 20,000 worth of stock for you to get 100,000. So that's very important for you to know how much do you actually need to stock to get to 100,000. And with the ads perspective, how much do you need to spend in ads to get to that point? And here it becomes a bit complicated because you won't know exactly. Unless you know someone in that category very well that's doing those numbers, it's going to be very difficult for you to have an indication. And also in here, it comes the management part. How good are you in ads? How good are you at actually improving conversion rate in images? Because if you're not, it's going to be more expensive. But once you launch it, you're going to start to get some data. And when you launch at the beginning as well, it's usually more expensive in the launch phase. But let's say 10% is going to be your tacos. That means that you need to spend about 10% of the revenue to get to that. Meaning, if you want to get 100,000 in sales, you need to spend 10,000 in ad spend for you to even get to that point. And again, you need to build up. You need capital for this. You need sales. There's a lot of moving parts when it comes to this. And one thing that I really want to stress here is profitability. Know your margins inside out. If I know my gross margin is 30% after the fees, and I know that I cannot really spend over that in ads, the key here is to get the 100,000 in a profitable way. I cannot stress this enough. The road to 100,000 might not be very profitable. When you get the 100,000 per month, you want to have some profit, because if not, you're not scalable. You can only get so many loans or have negative cash flow. If you don't have free cash flow, if you don't have a cash flow positive business, you're going to struggle in the long term. So understand that part extremely well. Margin, margin, margin. understand your profit. To end on a good note, 100,000 per month, it's an impressive number, but nowadays on Amazon, US, UK, Europe, it's a very achievable number if you have the knowledge, the capital, and a good product. There are brands that do 1, 2, 3, 5, even 10 million per month, every month. It's definitely possible. I would say the size of the market there is, it's now more possible than ever. Yes, it's not the easiest, but it's possible. It's never going to be easy to get these numbers, but it's possible. But again, you have to have a good product. You need to be able to be competitive. You need to understand the math behind to even get to these numbers. If your strategy is spray and spray, it's really not going to work. Know your numbers, have a forecast, understand Amazon, and scale. I hope you like this video. A lot more to come.